Warmly to the opening session of the Alliance for Life project community meeting and the trigger event. Welcome to all of you gathered in the lecture hall and those who could not be with us today and are watching us during our online transmission. My name is Joanna Orłowska. I'm a spokesperson for the Medical University of Łódź, and I have a great privilege to host today's event for you. First of all, allow me ask Professor Lucyna Woźniak, who is Vice Rector for Research, Strategy and International Relations of Medical University of Łódź, to officially start our meeting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor to have all of you here with us today. I want to welcome you at our campus, which is under restoration, under modernization, and especially in last few months under thermo-modernization. Whether it's good or not is difficult to say, but it means that we are living in a very dynamic environment, and that's why the title of our conference, Health and Environment, I think is really well placed here. I want to welcome you on behalf of the authorities of the Medical University, of our rector, on behalf of our rector, Professor Radzisław Kordek, and the rest of our colleagues, and also on behalf of the university community, which is very proud having you here with us. Because I know the presentation I will give later, I will say that the university, Medical University, is a very young institution because it was created by the merge of two academies, medical academies, regular medical academy and military medical academy, and it happened not longer than a bit more than 20 years ago. So we are very young, and that's why we are very excited if we have events like that today in Łódź. I wish you a very good atmosphere during this meeting. I wish you a very good time for building up new networks, for meeting, networking, exchanging of your experience, looking for new partners, and if you find one new partner for your institution, for your collaboration, I think that we will fulfill our expectations. Wish you all the best. I can't guarantee very good weather because this was not one of our goals. However, we tried very, very much to get it. We are a bit delayed. 2 days ago we had summer in Poland. Today we have early spring, but I think it will not change your attitude and will not change your good humor. We will do our best to show you our potential, to create the place for exchanging knowledge and exchanging experience, and also to building up new friendship, new relations, because I think when we meet face to face for the first time in such a big group after pandemic, it's worth to use it first of all for building networking. All the best to you. I want to thank the organizers because probably there will be not too much opportunities afterwards because the program is very busy. So I want to thank all our colleagues who spent a lot of time preparing this event. Please stand up, Kinga, the rest of our colleagues. Please don't be shy. Please stand up, all of them, all of you who prepared the conference. Agata, Aneta. Thank you very much. And we will start our meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Woźniak. Today's meeting has a hybrid format, so our first speaker will join us from the Czech Republic. Our first speaker is Jiří Nantl, Chairman of Alliance for Life, SATEC Masaryk University Director, Central European Institute of Technology. I hope you can hear us. Okay.
Life in putting in practice the series of scientific mini conferences. And having scientific mini conferences organized across an alliance such as this one would be a challenge for much more and longer established network of scientific institutes, but we did it and it is happening, and I think this shows our viability, and also contributes to the fact that we are very unique in being not only institutional but nowadays also the scientific alliance, and unique in this across Central and Eastern Europe. And I am also very pleased that recently we have fulfilled the commitment that we had to deliver the white paper on efficiency of measurements of widespread measures, which has been already delivered to the European Commission, and which brings a very key message, to which a number of you has contributed by participating in the interviews and giving data and other evidence for that. And the key message is that in the widening measures we should strive for going from supporting to empowering. And by the empowering, the rationale behind this, the idea is that we need to make better use of the already existing capacity of comparatively advanced institutions that are placed also in our countries. And also for the sake of the fact that when you seek an example, then often it is more convincing to follow a leading institute or a leading person who is next to you rather than far away. And it can also make the inspiration maybe more relevant for the cultural and societal reasons. So I think this key message is now very timely, along with all the white paper, because it is now very evident at the European level, and I'm sure a number of you is very aware of that in detail, that the widening instruments will need somehow to be put under discussion and maybe redesigned. And it's very important that this discussion, which is also being driven by recommendations of the European Court of Auditors, the voice of those who are really the beneficiaries and those who make use of the widening instruments at the most advanced institutions in our countries is being heard. So I think this is a mission for the Alliance for Life, and we will now be planning, after we present it and discussed, especially with Stefan Weyers, the white paper at the beginning, we will now be planning for having an event in Brussels in autumn to give it a start as part of the policy cycle. And I think, I don't want to be very long, but maybe let's step a bit back from the daily realities of widening instruments and horizons and all those maybe sometimes a bit technical things. I think we live at very exciting, but also maybe sometimes threatening times. The managers say every opportunity is always also risk. So we now observe a period of time when maybe for the first time ever in the humanity's existence, there's second fundamental technological revolution in the life of one generation in the form of the artificial intelligence advance, and this comes with other smaller technological revolutions in biology, in physics, in very many other fields, and at some point all these trends will converge. And they will present a challenge to maybe like living standards also everywhere in the world, but also in Europe. And I think that's a new factor behind the whole research and innovation gap discussion. And this is the why it is very important that excellence also in science, a civilizationally very important industry, is more evenly spread and widespread across European member states. And it's in the very vital interest of the countries where we live that we as Alliance and the institutes that are members are partners and participants in the discussion how to be well equipped to tackle and make best use of all those developments so that Europe prospers and has population that is well equipped to meet with these challenges. So let this be the rationale behind. So thank you again for coming to Lodz. Thank you again to the Polish organizers for hosting the meeting, and I send you my warmest greetings, and I'm with you in my talks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Our second guest is Dr. Henriette van Eyl from European Commission, DG Research and Innovation, Head of Unit Economic and Social Transitions, Prosperity and People, E5.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, not. Many thanks for inviting me, and also my apologies for not being with you there. We really had tried to come, but it's not been possible. But thanks to technology, I'm with you. So I would also like to thank Chairman Nantel and Professor Wozniak for inviting me and inviting the European Commission. And I would like to thank you for being here and for participating in this event. So I have a few slides for you, and maybe the organization can pull them up. That would be even better. So my colleagues and I have read with great interest your position paper, your policy paper on the efficiency of spreading excellence and widening participation. And we really appreciate that you've gone through all this effort in preparing this paper, and also all your efforts to share your know-how. This is very timely and also very high quality. I hope you can see the slides already, my first slide is about why this is so timely. Yeah, that's me. So we go to the next slide. And I've been asked by the organizers to discuss with you a little bit about where we are in the process. So at the moment, my colleagues and I are developing the strategic plan for the years 25, 26, and 27 of Horizon Europe. And also thanks to your inputs and the inputs of another 110 position papers and many other replies from stakeholders, we are now building up this strategic plan. And with the program committees, we will finalize this by the end of this year, early next year. And again, the program committees, these are built up of the representations of your countries, are very important. And they have also been involved in Alliance for Life. So these are very important interlocutors for us. Now, the strategic plan 25-27 is very important for two reasons. The first reason is that it will shape all our priorities in the last 3 years of Horizon Europe. But also, these strategic plans are a way to pilot, to already insert some thinking for the next framework program, so FP10. You see here that by the end of next year, early 2025, we will start discussing and shaping the next framework program. Maybe it will be called FP10, maybe it will be called Horizon Europe, maybe you have even better ideas of a good name. So the coming 2 years are actually very interesting. It is about shaping what we are going to do in the coming 3 years, 25, 26, 27. And it's also already starting to reflect what we would like to do in the 7 years afterwards. And if you come to think about that, if our projects run for 5 to 7 years, we are now looking ahead about what our society should look like in 2040 or even in 2050. So what are the types of research and innovation questions that will deliver impact in 2040 to 2050? And that is a super interesting process to be in. And I see you're already very active. And that's why Alliance for Life is so important to us. So in the next slide, you see that we are building on a lot of efforts already in the member states of Alliance for Life. So if you could just go to the next slide. Please. Yeah, excellent. So there are many projects to choose from, but as we are in Watch, I'm very interested. I was very interested in the Horizon 2020 project, the FED flagship, which developed a completely new treatment to asthma. So very good project. Then the second example that I have given highlights how important your countries, your research institutions have been in combating COVID-19, and especially this Vaccilerate network and Professor Petr Husa in the Czech Republic, you and your colleagues in Hungary and Lithuania, you've been instrumental in setting up this so important research infrastructure for coordinating and conducting COVID-19 vaccine trials. Sometimes we think that COVID-19 is far behind us, but this is really the first coordinated vaccine trial that we have ever been able to set up at EU level. And this will set us up for the coming decades. It's such important. And I really appreciate all the efforts that you have done to participate in this network. And then finally, and this is very close to my personal heart, the MACAF project from the Celis company built on a quite fundamental research project from the ERC and is now receiving a grant from the business part of Horizon Europe, the EIC part. And this is about developing new treatments for ovarian cancer. And ovarian cancer is detected very late in life, unfortunately, sometimes too late. And this also resonates with all the activities that we're doing together with the Cancer Mission and with the EU Beating Cancer Plan. So I'm really grateful for all your companies, for all the research institutions in the countries that are part of Alliance for Life for being part of the European project. So talking and picking up on what Chairman Nantel said, how do we take this further? And this is reflected in the next slide. So you've already been in touch with Stefan Myers, my colleague dealing with synergies, and with widening. And this is a very busy slide, but the key question is really about how can we make all these different funding programs work better together to deliver impact in our cities, in our regions, in our countries, and for our health systems. And what I really like about Alliance for Life is that you're very pragmatic and that you are walk the talk and walk the talk. So apart from the handbooks, you're bringing together scientists, bringing together decision makers in your countries to make and to create the synergies. This is going to be a very, very important theme in the coming years. So I'm really grateful for your policy paper. This has been very helpful. And that takes us to nearly my final slide about all the activities in widening that together with the team at Stefan Myers, we would like to continue with you. So if you just go to the next slide. Nearly done. So I'm sure you are fully aware of the different types of widening activities in Horizon Europe. And as your chairman said, it's really about connecting and making the absolute maximum use of those opportunities. These opportunities are shaped with you, but also by you and delivered with you. So maybe I would like to come to the final point, which is about what is going to happen in Horizon Europe in the health program. And so in 2023, which is now, we are at peak implementation. These are the biggest Horizon Europe health budgets ever in our whole life. 23 and 24 are crucial years to deliver. And in just 2-3 weeks, on the 1st of June, is the next information day on the work program 2024. And I encourage you all to participate and to join in this EU effort to promote health research. So this is where I would like to end. I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me. I would like to thank the team of Zlata Nowotna for all her enthusiasm, and I wish you a very good conference. And many, many thanks. Take care. Many thanks.
Thank you very much. I must admit the agenda of the meeting is quite tight, but maybe we have time for 1 or 2 questions to Dr. Van Eyl. Do you have any questions or comments? Do you have? No? Nothing? Okay, so thank you. Okay, of course.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It's for us gathered here, it's a very pleasant view you presented, because with our project we are just very good example of collaboration, coherence, widening, and probably building up new networks, which is very important both for Horizon and for other activities within the European Union. But I would like to ask you a question. We have started already preparation for the, let's say, FP10. Let's put it this in this way. Do you have already prepared analysis what was good and what was wrong, in which direction we have to go, especially for EU 13 countries, if you really want to close the gap or reduce the gap between old and new countries, because after almost 20 years, still there are new and old countries. And this is not optimistic. This is something that has to be taken into consideration. And I think in-depth analysis of both Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe actions would be quite interesting also from this point of view of partners from the widening countries. Can you comment on this? Which was good, which was wrong, and where do you want us to put our effort and our insight to the building of new Horizon FP10 project. Again, new and old countries after 20 years? That's the question.
I'm looking at your moderator. Would you like me to reply now, or are you looking for other questions?
Sorry?
Yeah, okay, then I will reply.
EU 13 and EU 14, let's say. Put it in this way.
So many, many thanks. And this is a really super important question. If we disentangle certain different parts of your question, the first part is that we have not started to work on FP10 yet. Yeah? So internally, there are no discussions about FP10 yet. The focus for all the colleagues here in Brussels is the strategic plan of 2025-27. But I put it into the slide because it's important to have a forward look and important to have a forward look in maybe the next 18 months. So to keep in the back of mind. So then the second part of your important question is about evaluations. So how do you evaluate impact? And there's a quite strong tradition of programs, and that is that we do an impact evaluation study at the end of Horizon 2020, and that should be out, or it will be out soon. And also very soon there will be the midterm review of Horizon Europe. So there are two big types of studies that are published or will be published very soon, and I will share with you the details. Now, these are very big studies across all the different parts of Horizon Europe. What I can give to you as one element is that Horizon 2020 has seen across the board a huge increase in the number of newcomers. So organizations that had never ever been part of Horizon 2020 before. And depending on how you count, maybe 30 to 40% of all participants in Horizon 2020 have been newcomers. So if you can take that as a proxy of where these organizations are coming from, and then we are in a good direction. But I do recognize with you that are also still many stumbling blocks. Now, if I look very specifically on Horizon Europe and what is happening very specifically in health, then what we see is that a lot of health research is now being organized in the form of partnerships. So partnerships that are co-funded, so where member states come together with the Commission. And sometimes these are also joint undertakings, so it's even a new entity. And there I see opportunities for member states that are part of your alliance to even increase your participation. And one of the new partnerships that we have just launched is EU for Health, which has a very flexible geometry. So there's a possibility to step in and to step out, dependent on the themes, on the diseases, on the types of research that is funded. So those are maybe some examples how we can untangle your question, which is very, very important and also a very strategic question. And thank you for asking it.
So I guess it was the last question. Do you have any more questions to Henriette? Okay, so thank you very much for your speech and for being with us. Our next speaker is with us on site. It's a pleasure to give the floor once again to Professor Lucyna Woźniak from Medical University of Łódź.
Thank you very much for giving me another opportunity to talk today to you now about our university. Before I start, I want to welcome two people because they are out of our organization, and they are the best example of widening our activity and collaboration with other Polish institutions. I want to welcome Professor Łukasz Korporowicz, Vice Rector for Research of the University of Łódź. And I'm looking around, and I want to welcome also our guest from Gdańsk, from Medical University of Gdańsk, Professor Michał Markuszewski, Vice Rector of this university. They are with us, and they are saying how they are just demonstrating how much effort we put into building up collaboration and web networks. Thank you very much for your coming. And I will go to presentation of our university for these of you who are for the first time, and for these of you who visit us much more often. I will just quote the repetitio est mater studiorum, so if you know it, you will listen it again. Saying this, I want to start presenting our university in some numbers and in some major quotings. We are a medium-sized university with more than 11,000 students, but we are a specific university educating only in medical science. So there are two important factors for us. This is our educational headquarters, and also 3 multi-profile clinical hospitals that are very much involved in our research, education, and innovation. We provide and conduct basic research in medical, pharmaceutical sciences, and also biotechnology. If you can I have next slide, please? Okay, just a second, because we want to share our presentation with our guests online, so it will probably take a second to do this. Working at the medical universities, we feel especially obliged, and we feel fulfill the mission of our university to have a special program dedicated to local communities. We collaborate with seniors, we collaborate with young people, we also collaborate within big European networks like EIT Health. It's a KIK dedicated to active life and healthy aging, and also institution that is dedicated to active and healthy aging, one of these European partnerships. Can I have next slide, please? Okay, I can control it. Probably. It's probably a bit slower now, yes, because of the transmission. Okay, so Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Public Health, Division of Studies in English, where we currently have students from 63 countries studying medical biotechnology offered for Polish students in English, run for last 10 years plus. Started from the program of Ministry of Higher Education, but it is now it's very well placed at the university, and we continue it. We have also international doctoral school, also run in English for Polish and international PhD students. There are some numbers. These foreign students are mostly connected to the Division of Studies in English. You can see that we have more than 1,800 research and teaching staff, including more than 300 full professors. Can I have next slide, please? Because it will be probably faster, yes. We are very happy presenting this slide because it demonstrates that we rise in international rankings, having positions between 200 and 300 in clinical medicine from the global ranking of academic subjects in 2022. It means that within 8 years we rise from the 4th to the third hundreds. Whether it's satisfactory, for us it's not satisfactory. We would like to do it faster, but we know that this is a process, long-term process, involving all the community, including students, including researchers, and including management board, trying to improve the condition of the university. But we are very happy to be the first in immunology in Poland and the second in medicine. These rankings, of course, don't come from only calculations, but they come, I think they are based on the strategy of the university. This strategy is based on four major pillars: education, collaboration and development of the healthcare service, and research and development, and management and organizational development of the university. What does it mean? It means that all of these four pillars are currently strongly involved in everyday life of our universities. We try to build up strategic partnerships. We try to improve our relations with related entities, with our ecosystem, with our regional partners, national partners, and also we put a lot of efforts to increase our presence on the ERA activity, European Research Area activity. In the case of education, you can see that we do a lot of efforts trying to improve the conditions for studying of our students. We are totally under reconstruction, under improvement, and under modernization. It, of course, does not help us, but we believe that these changes, these improvements, will be a next step to better university. Our goal is to improve research effects, to improve the quality of our students. Can I have next slide, please? Some summaries, again given in numbers, demonstrating the university from the position of research efforts. You can see that we are one of the 19th universities invited to the competition called Initiative of Excellence, a Research University. So our strategy and our activity these days is very much regulated by the goals that we presented during this competition, and you can see that in recent years we put a lot of efforts to be involved in international projects. for the university of our size and of our specific disciplines, I think that more than 90 international projects, and among them more than 10 Horizon 2020 projects, it's satisfactory but not the best results we can quote. However, you can see that we were very efficient in getting national funds, both from National Science Center and from institution responsible for structural funds. The effort put on improvement of infrastructure are also visible here, where you can see that we got a lot of support both for equipment, both for infrastructure, and also it's worth to say that currently the project which you are inside, so the rebuildment and the modernization of the hospital, they are part of our campus. It's worth €1 billion, €1 billion zlotys. It means about 250 million euros. And it is huge effort of all the community, of our current management to change the university for the next generations. Can I have next slide, please? Some projects which are important and are run in 2033, currently run. You can see on the list both Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe projects, but you can also see several projects from Erasmus+, from EIT Health, and from Interreg. So activity on research, on education, and on building up European networks. Can I have next slide, please? We try to be active in all activities which are important for strengthening our university, but also for strengthening the European research area. We do believe that collaborations like European University Association, that collaboration like EIT Health or EIP on AHA are important not only for development of our university, but are also very important for the European collaboration, and therefore these are institutions we are very active, or organizations we are very active in. On the national level, I would like to put your attention to the Warsaw Health Innovation Hub, which was also somehow funded or created with very intensive activity of our university, where we try to put together the leading global organizations together with some universities and to build a space for exchange for transfer of knowledge and for shortening the distance from the research activity to commercialization. we think that health is a very good example where these two tracks are important for the success of the university. And very recent partnership created in Łódź a few months ago, really. It is Łódź Academic Partnership. Our city has very short academic tradition. All public universities were created after the Second World War. However, we are very proud because we have in Łódź 5 very strong public schools, 5 very strong universities. It is University of Łódź, represented here by Vice Rector. It is Medical University of Łódź, UA, but we have Łódź Institute of Technology or University of Technology called Polytechnica earlier, and also School of Art named by Strzemiński. We have very famous Academy of Film and how it is translated? Of film. Yes, and Academy of Music. So these institutions together formed a Łódź Academic Partnership, which will help us to be better recognized nationally and internationally. Next slide, please. I will try to be maybe not so detailed, but this is how we see us in Łódź and in the ecosystem of the region, because I think that we having in mind sustainability and development of the university, we have to be well placed within the ecosystem, which is a city with more than 100,000 students altogether and 740,000 citizens at all. So this is very strong community. All universities together are, I think, are the strongest employers in the region. Therefore, we put our attention on collaboration, but we also are very much involved in building, not only participating, but building smart specializations. For our region, it is medicine, pharmacy, and cosmetics. And we were involved in creating this strategy. We are involved in collaboration with different kind of biotech companies. Previously, we had very strong chemical industry in Łódź. Now, it shifts slowly into bio business, and we collaborate with these companies, being involved in the joint PhD, the PhD schools. We are involved in several innovative initiatives in healthcare system, and based upon that, we try to build strong infrastructure, offering unique laboratories, offering a brand new hospital, huge hospital, with almost 100,000 patients per year, 90,000 plus patients per year. We have a new molecular lab and brain campus. You will see it, so I will not spend time now. And quite recently, we created clinical trials support unit and MediHub, which is connected with Center of Transfer of Innovation. Next slide, please. So this is a final, it's kind of summary how our strategy is focused. Our strategy is focused within the so-called knowledge triangle. So we want to join education, innovation, and acceleration of these projects within this triangle. So research, innovation, and education, but on the top of it is collaboration with citizens. It is our mission, of course, to educate doctors, but we also think that our mission is to communicate directly and on everyday level with citizens. And to this, there are several bottom-up and top-down initiatives coming from both from our students, both from our researchers, who want to offer this kind of service, different services to our citizens, but also we want citizens to be involved in evaluation of our innovation, early evaluation of our innovation. Can I have next slide, please? Our strong activity, and I must say quite successful improvement of internationalization, is connected with our activity within EIT Health. You can see that Poland is one of several regions, but we are not a collocation center. Institutions from EU 13 countries, or medium and lower development countries, innovation in countries have joined efforts in creating so-called InnoStars. Yellow, these green colors, these are yellow InnoStars. So we collaborate on the level of these partners, and we just function as the 7 collocation which are located in major cities of 6 old EU 14 countries. Of course, Great Britain has problems these days, so collocation moved to Ireland. But there are 6 of them, and we are very proud to be part of this community. Whether it is worth or not to attend this kind of partnership, I think that from the point of view of our university, this is my very personal view on that, but I want to share it with you. I think we had opportunity to learn from the best. We had opportunity to start collaboration with major players in Europe, both on academic level, but also with the global companies like Philips, like AstraZeneca, like several other, like Roche, with these institutions in a much more efficient way than trying to do it on the level of only bilateral exchange. So this is for us the best example when building up a strong links and strong networking can be very profitable for institutions like our. Can I have the next slide, please? You can see here a list of partners of this EIT Health, and you can see among them the leading universities in Europe: Karolinska, Oxford, Cambridge, universities, German universities, Heidelberg, Munich, Berlin, then we have Scandinavian universities, then we have universities, Sorbonne and French universities. So direct access through this kind of networking is one of the major advantages of being involved in such network. Can I have next slide, please? Some of these examples, maybe I will skip it at the moment, not to keep you too long. Please, next slide, please. So, potential contributions of our resources and motivation to engage in EIT health activity. 3 examples only. The first one is research, innovation, education in biomedicine campus. Brain doesn't mean brain. Brain means research, innovation, education in biomedicine campus. You will have opportunity to spend some time there during sessions. So you will see that this is a faculty that this is facility that offers opportunity to collaborate, for collaboration between our researchers and external partners. External partners mean companies, mean SMEs, mean our startups who want to develop their innovations, who got support from our institutions to run multi-partners programs. So we offer them laboratories, we offer them facilities, but not only laboratories and facilities, but also people who can help them in arranging this research, who can help them in running experiments. So we built not only facility, but also a core group of people employed there who are offering their support. We are all the time thinking, and this was also one of my doubts when we were talking, when our guest from the Commission was talking. One of our major goals and major problems, in fact, is how to use different funds, how to get synergy between funds offered by the national, on the national and international level, and how to leverage the collaboration that we have on a research level into industry level collaboration. How to use the opportunities created by the smart specialization of the region. Can we be creative within these specializations? To what extent? So this is a platform for discussion where the research and innovation at university finishes and the responsibility and the expectation from industry comes. How far we have to go in collaboration with industry, how to build it. And few words about some initiatives which are very close to my heart, because we think this is one of our major missions. These are activities directed to senior citizens. One of interesting approaches is the Third Age Academy, which are very popular in Poland and offer kind of education or activity for seniors, and this is very strong movement really. But we also want to connect join different generations in supporting citizens, and from this comes our contest called Generation Tree, where we are looking for the institutions, for students, for SMEs, for NGOs that have some innovative programs for citizens. Every year we select different projects, and before pandemic, we haven't started it after pandemic, and before pandemic, our teaching theater, our Aula 1000, Aula for 1,000 students, is fulfilled with really three generations, because seniors, active seniors come there, our active students and researchers join together, and it is really something very impressive when you have 1,000 students and citizens and elderly citizens. Let's say so you have from 19, 20 years old people to, I think the oldest person that was awarded was more than 80 in, let's say, early 80s. So if you have all of them together, enjoying and voting for innovation, understanding innovation, that's something very much encouraging. And I think I will stop at that moment, asking you to be active during this meeting, and asking us as many questions as you want, and trying to think of us as reliable partners for both research, both innovative approaches, but also very sensitive to the activity dedicated to local communities. Thank you very much. I think we can. I will be there, so I can answer your question anytime. Sorry. It's quite difficult to. It is a process, that's for sure. We would like to collaborate as much as possible, but we have to remember that these universities have different traditions, different goals, and different missions, and they have different. They are of different sizes, and some of them, like these artistic medical universities, they have absolutely a different approach to education, so although we think that it would strengthen the community, this kind of union, I can say that the closest to this kind of union is Gdańsk, because they made a lot of efforts to build up this kind of union of three universities: medical university, and technical university. And they are very lucky because they had Heveliusz in Gdańsk. So they found something that is really unifying. I'm joking at the moment, but they are three universities or more or less of the same size. So there is no discrepancy like in Łódź, that the size is different. And it's 10 years? How many years you did try? 3 years. Oh, 3 years officially, but few years of preparations, and they still are on the level of building the union. So this is a process. We have plans, yes, we have plans, but it's long term. Long term. If not, no other questions, I think we will move to the next speaker.
Thank you very much. Professor Woźniak is present today and tomorrow, so it will be time for discussion. So thank you very much for the presentation, and allow me to introduce our next speaker, Marcin Kraska, Vice President for International Cooperation of the Łukasiewicz Research Network. Łukasiewicz Research Network is one of the largest scientific networks in Europe, with 7,000 employees and 22 research institutes located in 12 cities. It is the part of science that works for entrepreneurship and supports the development of Polish companies. Operating under the science and business formula, science is business formula. It meets entrepreneurs and offers solutions that help improve business and create technologies that change reality. But probably more during the presentation of Vice President Kraska, so the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and first of all, thank you very much for inviting Łukasiewicz to the event. Especially many thanks to Professor Woźniak, and this is the occasion just to increase our cooperation, which we are doing till now. So I try to fit in the topic of the session, and first of all, I would like to introduce Łukasiewicz Research Network, and also I would like to share some thoughts, some good practices from Łukasiewicz, some recommendations related to research management and administration, in order to strengthen organization culture, strategic management in research, and thus increase the level of innovation in institution conducting research like Łukasiewicz. So first of all, a short introduction about Łukasiewicz. Please, next slide. Łukasiewicz is a young organization, launched in 2019, but created on the basis of very experienced 38 research institutes, which operated independently before Łukasiewicz. Now Łukasiewicz consists of 22 institutes after the process of grouping some of them. And Łukasiewicz operates in line with the science is business model. It was created to better meet the need of entrepreneurs to solve interdisciplinary business problem in different research areas, which was not possible as the institutes operated separately. In terms of number of people employed, Łukasiewicz is the third largest research network in Europe, with more than 7,000 people and more than 4,000 scientists. We have very large research infrastructure, more than 400 laboratories and very unique research equipment, both on Polish scale and also in some cases on European and global scales. Please, next slide. We are located around Poland in 12 main cities. Please, next slide. Okay, thanks. So we are located in main 20 cities. As I mentioned, we have 22 Łukasiewicz Institute. We focus Łukasiewicz research activities around 4 research groups. So it's a green and low emission economy, healthy living, smart mobility, and digital transformation. You have also some statistics about the budget of Łukasiewicz, and total budget of ongoing projects is $1 billion, and for Łukasiewicz it's $0.5 billion. It means that the majority of projects are conducted with the business, and this is it's majority of the project is application research projects. So please, next slide. So here you have the main topics of our research groups. So in green and low emission economy groups, activities are focused mainly on bioeconomy and material recovery. So the main components of so-called circular economy. It includes, for example, development of technologies for obtaining raw material, waste and sewage treatment, eco-design of processes and product in the pulp and paper, packaging sector, and production of composite and biodegradable materials. In smart mobility group, mainly research and development works are carried out in the field of electromobility and pro-ecological design solution in means of transport, materials with extended functionality, as well as robotics and control system, as well as machine use in agriculture, aviation, and space technologies. In healthy living group, mainly we work on research and development of new technologies, diagnostic and therapy, production of medical product, as well as medical equipment and technique. It concerns the entire manufacturing process of medical products for generic and original innovative drugs. And in digital transformation group, we work on research and development of new technologies for automation and robotics, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, sensor network, and data science, as well as in field of smart of everything. So smart cities, smart agriculture, factories, hospitals, and the smart government. You have also some information about percentage of the projects in the research group. So you can observe that the largest research group is a green and low emission economy, and further it's a similar number of project conduct. And next slide, please. So so I would like to now share some good practices and some recommendations, as I mentioned, in the field of research management, which we use to increase the number of the projects, and also to develop this organizational culture and strategic management. I chose, of course, few of them, but I think that very important and playing the main role in Łukasiewicz regarding the creation of the research projects and improving our research excellence. So please, next slide. So we start with three good practices, and I would like to mention about the challenge system, about international cooperation, and also with cooperation with the Polish diaspora. What is the greatest value for business? So it's to find very quickly the appropriate team and appropriate solution for the challenges. And from the beginning, when we launched Łukasiewicz, we started to find out the way how to cooperate with the business. We had 38 institutes and one research network. So we started to define the tool which can help the companies to find the best team, to find the best solution without searching whole the network, without going to every institute and trying to locate the appropriate people. So that's why we launched the challenge system, so-called single point of contact of Łukasiewicz to Łukasiewicz. So it's a single window to whole competences in Łukasiewicz, and this is the system which allow to define in 15 working days the initial proposition of solving the challenge defined by the business. And during this time, we received by the challenge system more than 2,420 challenges from more than 1,000 companies. So it shows that we built another tool for contact with Łukasiewicz, for contact business with the Łukasiewicz scientist. And it's very successful initiatives, and it helps us to increase the number of the clients and increase the cooperation with the business in research. Please, next slide. And the second good practice is international cooperation. As Professor Woźniak mentioned, that international cooperation is very important, and we can agree that the breakthrough solution are not created alone locally in some countries. So from very beginning in Łukasiewicz, we try to increase our international contact, and for two reasons. One reason is, of course, to find the partners for the new projects, but the second reason also is in order to influence changes and create and have the influence for the new programs defined on a European level. Without presence in partners in different organizations and institutions, it's really difficult to have the influence for the new programs, for the strategy in Europe, and this is very important to have these connections and to be present in different organizations and institutions. Please, next slide. And the last good practices, and it's connected also with international cooperation. It's cooperation with the Polish diaspora. We started to meet the Polish diaspora in 2020, organizing the first conference for Polish diaspora, and we think that it's very, very efficient way to contact the best research organization and universities in the world. So we treat the Polish scientists working in different institutions and in different organizations as a bridge to this organization. And it's really based on our experience. It's really efficient and it's easier to start the cooperation with different institutions, taking on board the Polish scientists, Polish people in that organization and universities. Based on this experience, we increased the cooperation, for example, with Carnegie Mellon University, and now we are preparing the dual diploma program for the Polish universities, and thanks to cooperation with Professor Dubrawski and Professor Skibniewski, the really famous international researchers. So it shows that it's a really very efficient way of increasing the international cooperation, and what is significant that the Polish scientists working abroad are very interested in increasing the cooperation with the Polish research organization and universities. And next slide, please. And second part of some issues regarding the research management. So I would like to share some recommendation about some organization aspects and management aspects. And first of all, it's the most important thing is to have the good leaders and good teams. Please, next slide. Maybe it's a cliche that the people saying that the people are the most important, but I think that it's a clue. It's a clue things because we can observe in Łukasiewicz that without good people, it's not possible to create the very modern and very innovative organization. And also in Łukasiewicz, we define that people are the most important. People make organization. People are organization, and the most important thing for management board, for the management of the research organization, it's finding good people, it's inspiring them, motivating them, and keeping them in organization to have the possibility to increase the potential of research. And the success or failure of organization depends on what kind of people we have in organization. but what kind of people we have in the organization, what atmosphere prevails in organization depends on leader. So to achieve success, we need good leaders. And what does it mean to have good leaders? And what is the characteristic of good leaders? Please, next slide. So, in my opinion, the good leader is the person who has the courage to make the decision. Indecisiveness is a trait of poor bosses. It's a person who shares the sense of control with others, who leaves spaces for himself and others to fail, but quickly learn from them. Eliminates it's a person who eliminates rotten apples from the organization. I think this is very important to eliminate rotten apples, because a bad personality has a stronger impact than the good ones. And of course, it's a person who competes with the best, who is not afraid of competing with the best, sets himself ambitious goals, knows that the person who knows how to share power. So it's somebody who is willing to power sharing, and of course who cultivates good values in organization. Please, next slide. And that's why to find the good people and good scientists, even from abroad, we started to organize the international recruitment panels in two institutes, in Łukasiewicz Port and Łukasiewicz IMIF, and among experts, we have the Nobel laureates and also the very high level management people from international companies. Please, next slide. And the second recommendation for the increasing and for building the research, good research in organization, it's a good strategy. Also, Professor Woźniak mentioned about the strategy of university and EIT. So maybe it's obvious also to have the good strategy, but sometimes, and I would like to focus on one thing. Normally, defining the good strategy, we defining the mission, vision, but we don't concentrate on the aspect what to do and why. We don't concentrate on answering the question in which field we want to be the best. In which field we want to be the best in country, in Europe, in the world, and focus all the activities, hiring the people, defining the projects on specialization, on specific area. And also, what is important in a good strategy, also just to define what not to do, and what to do, but also what not to do in strategy. Okay, and the next slide. And the last thing what I would like to raise, it's of course to conduct the research, to do research. We need the money, we need the fund, but we we need good finding system. And but the problem is that in research projects and the research project is connected very strongly with the risk of the failure. But the problem is that in funding system there is no acceptance for the failure. So all the finding programs they define 100% of success, but in the research it's not possible. So I want to raise this this aspect because if you want to have the healthy funding system, we have to also define some features and some aspects for creating a good system also for the basic research, for the research where the results are not obvious, and taking into consideration also the risk of the failure. So I mentioned only some points because I have only 15 minutes, and I hope that I just touch the interesting points of research management and developing the management system. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, yes, please.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Do we have any questions or comments?
Oswald Spogovich from Riga, Latvian Institute of Organic Synthesis. Thank you for a very exciting presentation of Lukashevich Center. How would you compare your center with, I think, similar organizations like RISE in Sweden, or Leibniz Association, or Max Planck's Alliance? Are there any differences or similarities? Thank you.
Sorry, but could you repeat the question, because the quality of the voice is very bad, and
okay, that's my problem, perhaps.
It's not your fault, of course, but I think it's a speaker. It's a fault of speakers.
So, how would you compare your network with, let's say, RISE Association in Sweden, or Leibniz Association in Germany, or Max Planck Gesellschaft? Are there similarities or differences?
It's really hard to understand, but maybe I just yeah, you ask about the similarities with the German organizations, yeah?
Like Leibniz Association of Research Institutes.
Yeah, so we are rather similar to Fraunhofer network. So with the difference that Fraunhofer is rather the group of institutes operating independently. Now in Łukasiewicz we have the network, and we have the Łukasiewicz Center as an umbrella, but we tried to cooperate, not to compete among the Łukasiewicz institutes. So we tried to increase the cooperation in Łukasiewicz, in institutes, tried to build the teams of scientists which we can offer the best solution for the business, and also for creating the very strong consortia for the European projects. I don't know if I answered the questions, but sorry, but it's really hard to understand.
I think it's fine. So do you have any more questions or comments? I guess not. So thank you very much for being with us. And the last speaker is Joanna Broj, Ecosystem Lead for Poland, EIT Health in Nostars. Joanna is with us today in the lecture hall. So.
Good afternoon or almost good evening, everyone. I'm the last one and I heard there's some dinner waiting for you, so I will try to be very quick, quick as possible. Indeed, I'm Joanna Broj. I'm representing European Institute for Innovation and Technology, and actually the branch, the KIK as we call it, related to health. And I'm working as an ecosystem lead for Poland, which means I support Polish partners and startups in applying for grants and to our activities and building the local ecosystem. And I'm actually super happy to see and hear some of our EIT Health partners here today, Medical University of Łódź, Łukasiewicz, Medical University of Gdańsk. We have started some cooperation with University of Łódź, but it's in progress. So my goal today is to bring you a little bit more insight. What's EIT? How your organization can actually benefit from EIT? How you can apply for grants? And I really hope that for many of us, it will be just a start of the journey, common journey, joint journey within EIT Health, and that you can apply to our organization as well. So European Institute for Innovation and Technology is actually the largest community in Europe dealing with innovation, supporting students, entrepreneurs, innovators across Europe. And as I said, we have several branches, several KICs related to different fields like food, digital, energy, and actually the largest network is EIT Health. At this time, and how we work, all activities that we have are actually focusing on the challenges on the modern society, modern healthcare systems. So growing aging population, we focus a lot on aging and healthy living, but also increase infection diseases, pandemic situation, chronic diseases, and a huge number of patients at this time at the hospitals dealing with chronic disease as well, and rising cost of healthcare. So those are the challenges that we are trying together with our partners figure out how to deal with them actually. And actually EIT Health has been mentioned many times today already. So what's very important is that we are a public-private partnership. So we try to gather, it's a network, gathering partners from different corners of the knowledge triangle, how we call it. So business, research, education, healthcare providers, but also patients, NGOs. So we try to bring everyone together to fulfill the goals and missions of EIT Health, like strengthening healthcare system in Europe, promoting better health for citizens, for the society, but also contributing to sustainable, but also competitive health economy in Europe. And how we do it, as I said, we are a network. So at this time we have around 130 partners from Europe, industry, universities, healthcare providers, payers, regions, cities, but also incubators and clusters. So we gather them all together. You see some, I would say, famous logos on the slide, and you will see in a minute. And we bring everyone together to create joint consortia, to create activities and initiatives together with having in mind the society and patients, so the most important part of our knowledge triangle, I would say. And we are present across Europe, and we are also present in Israel, and in the US, and we are also trying to be present in Africa as well. We are looking for partners there. And in our headquarters in Munich, and in each country in Europe we have representative, so-called co-location centers that have some local activities and supporting, as me, I'm supporting Poland. My colleagues are supporting partners in different countries. Poland, together with Italy, Hungary and Portugal as countries with this, has been mentioned already today by Rector Woźniak, with this lower index, let's say, in terms of innovation. We are linked together and we are so-called InnoStars. However, we also have additional funds and additional activities and support for countries from Central, East and South of Europe. So, as it was mentioned by Henriette, we also have additional tools how to support this widening countries, let's say. And in Poland we have our representative as well, and we have several, at this time 6 partners in Poland, mostly universities that are also trying to support us in building the ecosystem together. And to give you a very brief overview how we actually work, so we focus on those 3 areas, so education, business creation and innovation. So we try to train the new generation of talents, of entrepreneurs or healthcare professionals. We try to empower researchers, young teams also to set up startups and improve and develop innovations, and also the more mature startups and companies to scale up. And we also encourage researchers, students, PhDs to work on the research in a, I would say, innovative way that they can also commercialize their ideas and bring new products and services to the market. And very quickly about education, so actually how you can benefit from our education portfolio. So first of all, you can create consortia and apply with education offer to our calls. So you can, for example, create master or PhD programs, you can create summer schools, fellowships or some courses for which will deal with entrepreneurship. You can also create courses for professionals related to all the hot topics that are currently on, so like digital skills, AI, high value careers, etc. So you can create your programs that will be open not only to your students or professionals or at your institution, but to students and professionals across Europe. Or you can send your students, your PhDs, your professionals to the programs that are currently open within our portfolio, and majority of all of the programs are open to everyone. Majority of them are actually for free. We also have our academy platform when you can look for the online courses, and you also can benefit from the talent marketplace platform that we has recently launched, and link your students or your professionals with companies, research centers, etc. So that was about the education, and now business creation. So if you have startup that you are supporting or you have spin-offs from your organization, you can send them to, I think at this time we have around 15 different projects for companies or teams at the different level. So entry track, entry level, we have programs that will give them knowledge, how to develop innovative ideas, how to launch them on the market. They will also get some smart money for developing the ideas. Or we have programs related to or focusing on scale-ups, so companies that already have products on the market and would like to, for example, bring them to a foreign market. So I don't mention names here on this slide because we really have quite a lot of the programs. I will be happy to give you more details via email later on, or you can also visit our website. And I think another program that can be interesting for you is so-called flagship call. So we recently defined 4 teams that are interesting for us in terms of all the hot topics and challenges that we have currently in Europe, and the topics that are also related to what's going on in the European Commission. So we are asking for innovations related to digital medical devices, related to new models to deliver healthcare, and also innovations related to use of or secondary use of medical data. And another topic is the supporting the deployment of important project of common European interest on health, but this one is not open yet. This year we are working, and I hope next year when we meet I can give you more details. But basically how this call works, we open it always in September. It's open for 1 year with 3 cutoffs. So actually you can apply to the calls 3 times. If you are not selected, you can actually repeat and submit your proposal to the next cutoff. And then we have the evaluation program process. Then we have support program when we help you to structure the proposal, and then you fight and compete with others to get funds. And I just mark it because the next cutoff, the last one for this call, will be open till 1st of June. So if you are interested, you can still apply. And you can apply to education programs related to fellowships, also modules, online modules related to like trainings for patients, citizens, or professionals in terms of data, medical data. Or you can also apply with innovation projects. So if you or the companies that you are supporting are developing any innovative ideas, which are quite at the teller 5-6 already, then you can apply and get up to 2 million euro for 2 years to develop your idea and finally launch it on the market. And I'm super proud that actually one of the most important partners in Poland of our network is indeed Medical University of Łódź, and actually started the journey in 2015-16 and was involved in innovative projects, accelerator projects, and also education projects. In 2019 became actually a core partner of our organization. I think Rector Woźniak already mentioned some feeling about being in the network, but I think it was for both sides and still is a great journey, and we learn from each other a lot. And I can say it because I was before on the other side working at the university and coordinating EIT programs. So we are really proud to have this partner on board with us. And last thing, really, before dinner or before discussion in the agenda, something maybe interesting for your regions, actually, super fresh. Last week, we just launched a report. It's an InnoStars assessment of healthcare innovation ecosystem maturity, where we actually check, we measured how much impact we have as EIT Health among the countries of Central, South, and East Europe. So we, in terms of ecosystem building, so we verified via survey more than 200 startups and 200 responders from universities, companies, healthcare providers, and we also had over 40 innovation interviews with some innovation ecosystem players, and we kind of try to do some innovation maturity models, so put in place, compare the countries that we support in a way from starting from beginner with the initial introduction to innovation to expert. And we defined those countries and the players in terms of funding, talent pipelines, government, know-how, and network. And a small spoiler, I hope that the presentation will be shared and you can take a look on the whole report. but I think, yeah, it's not so bad in Europe. We as a Poland, we are considered experimenters, so there is still lots of things to do in terms of supporting startups, spin-offs, but I believe we are really on a good way. So I really encourage you to take a look on the report, and we would be really happy to also improve even the report to get even more insight from your institutions and from your point of view, so we can make the report even better. And I encourage you strongly, you don't have to be a partner of EIT Health to benefit from our offer, but I strongly encourage you to take a look on our website and check if it's institutions that would be interesting for you. And I'm here to answer any questions if you have about the organization that I believe gives an access to really top experts, top startups, top institutions, universities, and companies in Europe. So thank you very much for inviting me today, that I could share a bit more about EIT Health and how you can benefit from the organization. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? Because we have like 5 minutes left, so we have time for really brief discussion or wrap up. Or maybe you are already very hungry, so we can finish our official part, and we can start our unofficial part and dinner. So thank you for being with us today. We have also one organizational information for tomorrow, very important. For those of you who want to be at our traditional photo community photo, please be here tomorrow at 12 here in this lecture hall, because we have meetings in different part of the campus. So please try to gather here in this lecture hall, and here we will have our traditional photo. The last information, the most important information you have here on your badges. So thank you for being with us. And Kinga and probably Annetta and my colleague will escort you to dinner. Thank you very much once again.